Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Spring 2022. Today is the first session, April 4, 2022. Hope everyone is having good time. So let's start off from today on. Our class this time is BMN 504. BMN 504, Foundations of Buddhist Thought, the first one, first section. So those of you who have registered for this class, I don't know how many, but maybe next week I will be able to know. So anybody and everybody who is registered for this class, welcome to the class. And those of you who are familiar with the format of the classes, today is not a very much big introduction for you, but for those of you who are joining us new, this is very important for you. If you are really joining us new, then you have to have close attention to this, what I'm saying today. Anyhow, the format of our class is, since it is online class, every week you will be receiving a lecture video. So you have to listen to the lecture, and then you will get homework assignments. So you have to do the homework and submit those homeworks during the week. So before the next lecture, you have to submit the homeworks. So I will later discuss about those things, but first let me explain you provide you the introduction to the course, this particular course. This is, as the title says, Foundations of Buddhist Thought. You know what foundation means, and you know what Buddhist thought is. So then this course talks about the background and development of Buddhist teachings, Buddhist thought, Buddhist tenets. So that summarizes the background of the course. So we will be looking at the emergence of Buddhism in India. As you know, Buddhism started in India with the birth of the Buddha, or Buddha's enlightenment. And before that, before the Buddha's enlightenment, he was called Buddha to be, or Bodhisattva. So we will be focusing on Buddha's life story, and then how Buddhism came into existence in Indian society, what were the forces behind Buddhism, what were the factors that made way to the emergence of Buddhism in the 6th century BCE. 6th century BCE. So we will be looking at those are that area is just the background of Buddhism, and then we will be looking at the basic fundamental teachings of the Buddha. When you today everybody talks about Buddha and Buddhism and different brands of Buddhism, different schools of Buddhism. Before looking at those things, in this course, we will be learning the basic teachings of the Buddha, Gautama Buddha, okay? Or Sakyamuni Buddha. And when you look at the basic teachings of the Buddha, you will be able to see the, as time permits, because this is only 10-week class. So as time permits, we'll be taking or in other words, we will be surveying the basic teachings of the Buddha, not in great detail, but to at least to take a little dip into these teachings. And at the same time, later in the course, we will be looking at the development of these teachings into different schools or different branches. Like today, of course, there are famous names like Mahayana Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, and so on and so forth. So we will be, by looking at the basic teachings of the Buddha, we will focus then, after looking at the basic teachings of the Buddha, we will be looking at how these early teachings made the way, for the emergence of the later schools of Buddhism. That will be covered in this course. So we will be able to see the, in coming weeks, we'll be looking at the basic teachings. Some of you may know already that Buddha's main teachings are like Four Noble Truths, dependent origination, and no self, anatta. That is one of the fundamental teachings of Buddhism, and one of the teachings that that is unique to Buddhism among the other religions. That is one of the unique teachings of Buddhism. And then Noble Eightfold Path, of course, the middle way. And in later classes, I mean, towards the end of our program, our sessions, we will be able to see Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, and so on. So that we are covering a big area, but we will not be going into great detail. This is just a sort of introduction and a little bit more. So get ready for those things, and we will be keeping 2 texts as our textbooks. I have listed in the syllabus. Hope that you all have got the syllabus. And in the syllabus, I have listed 2 texts. First one is Foundations of Buddhism by Rupert Getting, famous book, popular book. That one, and the other one is Introducing Buddhism by Charles Prebish. So these 2 books will provide us foundation for this course. So we'll be drawing facts and figures and other things from these 2 texts. It doesn't mean that we are relying on these 2 texts only, but there will be some other sources that I will let you know in due course. And in the syllabus, I have listed some other books, those books that provide us guidance in this course, extra sort of readings and other things. If you really want to go into great detail about the teachings that we are discussing in this course, this is like reference books for you. When you are doing your homework and other things, these sources will help you in great detail. So look at those things in the syllabus. I have just listed like 6 texts, and it doesn't mean that there are only 6 texts that are supporting us here. There are many other sources. So you may be able to, once you get into the know-how about the course, you will be able to walk on different paths and find out, to research and find out more information, more details. So those are the two books. And the other thing is that as the instructor, I'm available for any question that may arise with regards to the course, not not your private issues, perhaps sometimes, but not from private confidential things. But with regards to the course, if you have any question with regards to the lectures that I give you in due course, I mean in the coming weeks, if you have any question, any difficult area that you cannot understand, please contact me. I have given my email and also phone number. I prefer if you email me. If you are in a really, really difficult situation, then call me. So anytime I'm available in answering your emails, okay? If you have any questions. And also the other thing is, when you are submitting your homework will be every week. You will be getting an assignment. You have to read certain things, and then there'll be a question or two that you need to answer during the week of that lecture, and then submit it before the beginning of the next week, before the start of the next lecture or next session. Please submit your homework assignments. Where are you going to submit them at? Send it to me, my email, and then I will save them, and I will grade them, because you see in the syllabus that 40% of the grade will be calculated based on your readings and homework. So that's the big chunk of the grade, 40% based on your homework. And then there will be one midterm and one final. Midterm, I have put the dates as May 2nd. That is like 1 month from now. After 4 weeks, you will be having the midterm, and then the final will be on June 13th. June 13th. June 13th is the last day of the class with the final exam. So always follow the syllabus. If there's any change, I'll let you know. But for now, that is how the framework. And the midterm examination will give you 30%, and the final will also be based on your answers, your input. There'll be 30% of the whole thing. So that's how you can get 100%. That is that. And again, the most important thing, I know, even if I tell this today, that is my experience. For many classes, the students, when they do their homework, they do not mention their name in the paper. So your answers, your homework should be, most of the homework are written exercises. So please do your exercises on Word format, Microsoft Word format. Mention your name, indicate your name, because I do not see you in person. This is online, so I don't know who is who. So please indicate your name very clearly. Otherwise, no matter how beautiful your answer is, how Yeah, how good your answer is, it will not be taken into account unless you are not given your name. I cannot recognize you. That has happened before. I have seen many a times, even though I ask you to write down your name on your answer sheet. Because this is answer sheet means in the word format, you start your work first with your name and the class name. And then it's very, very easy for me to trace. Otherwise, I do not know who is sending me this email or that email and this assignment and that. So please be good enough to do so. And then that will be fruitful. Otherwise, you are taking a risk. So that is the basic introduction to the course. So the course mostly will be based on lectures, homework, readings, midterm and final evaluation. Discussions, of course, I cannot do because this is not in-person class. This is just a recording. You are listening to a recording. So discussions cannot be made lively, but you can always discuss things with me over the email, right? Email me if you have any question. That is a discussion. No other way to discuss things. So that is it. And then today, in terms of an introduction to the course, let us look at the, if you have any questions again, please email me with regards to the syllabus first, and then afterwards, any other issue that you come across while we go on in this lecture. So as you may know, the Gautama Buddha, the Buddha, he was born in India, 6th century BCE, as I told you just now. And you know these basic things. He was born into a royal family, and then he had the extreme luxurious life, all kinds of luxuries at his hand, and his father wanted him to be the next heir, next king, heir to the throne, but things went in a different way. Siddhartha, his family, his personal name before the Buddha. Siddhartha did not want to enjoy the life in such a way that it will give him burden, it will enhance the suffering. So he decided, even though he had all kinds of luxuries and all kinds of comforts, he left all those things. He left with the idea, with the intention that he will find an answer to the human suffering. When I say human suffering, he saw the in the tradition it says that he experienced four scenes. These four scenes are life experiences, right? An old man, sick man, dead body, and a renunciant, a monk. So this is life. We grow old. There is no way for us to escape being old, getting old. So old age, and then second one is sickness. However powerful we are, we do not have ability to escape from sickness. We all get sick, no matter what. That is problem. Getting old is a problem. You might not be feeling it now, but as you grow old, you'll be able to experience it. And finally, we will be dead. We will be dying. We will die. So these are problems. When, when someone dies, pain and suffering for the loved ones. And even for the dying person, death is a suffering. See, old age, sickness, and death. So he means Siddhartha, when he encountered these things, those are listed as four sights. When he experienced these things, when he saw people are undergoing through these experiences, he thought the last sight, the fourth one, renunciant are the people who are trying to find a solution, trying to find an answer for these issues. So he decided, okay, I have all these luxuries and comforts, all these things, but there is no escape for me from these vicissitudes of life, these problems in life. So life is problematic. That is what I meant by life is suffering. Life is problematic. So isn't there a way for us to get out of these problems? Isn't there a way that give us lasting peace of mind, lasting happiness, away from these problems? That is why he decided to leave the palace and become a renunciant. So his leaving the palace is usually understood as renunciation. He renounced his lay life or family life, family ties, and his association with the luxuries and things like that. And he took himself to the life of undergoing hardships and difficulties to his life. And that is called self-mortification. These are big words, but those are the technical terms that that are being used in Buddhist studies. Self-mortification. Mortification means torturing, giving pain to one's body. Self-mortifications. And the other end that he was, other end or the other extreme that he was practicing while he was in luxury is called the self-gratification. You are gratifying, you are enjoying all kinds of comforts and sweet things in life. So that is one extreme according to Buddhism. One extreme is to follow the path of luxury and comfort and gratifying your senses. So Siddhartha did it for 29 long years. He had a child, Rahula, right? And he had a beautiful wife, and he had dancers and providing amusements for him. He had 3 palaces for 3 seasons. What else? What is more? He had everything in his life. But he saw that that is an extreme in our life. If you go to that extreme, you will forget these problems in life, but ultimately you have to face the challenges of those things. The challenge of suffering you will have to face. So then that is why he decided, he took the other end. At the beginning, he did not understand the problem correctly. He thought that giving up luxuries will bring him peace and harmony, and so it will be the solution for his for those problems. That is why he decided to renounce the family life and go into seclusion, or undergoing hardships and difficulties. I'm giving pain to his body, inflicting pains and suffering to his body. He spent like 6 years like that. In his life stories, he said, from the age of 29 to 35, 6 years, he had been undergoing, trying many difficult hardships. For what? Because during that time in India, mendicants or renunciants, they thought enjoying the senses or luxuries is not the answer, but giving pain and suffering to the senses and torturing them will be the answer. That is the other end. So Siddhartha himself, he tried these two methods, two extremes. That is the technical term we use. So he tried these two extremes, but the expected answer was not there. Expected solution was not there. So he decided then, at the age of 35, it is said in the tradition that he came to know, he understood that these two extremes will not provide him any solution. So he found his own method. That is called the middle path. Middle path is the only solution to reach the goal. Goal is freedom from suffering. In order to be free from suffering, you have to be away from these two extremes and follow the middle path. Middle path is a unique path, unique teaching taught by the Buddha. We will be looking at that teaching later in our classes. But for now, just remember that he gave up the two extremes and followed the middle path, the Noble Eightfold Path. And through it, he was able to find a lasting peace of mind or freedom from suffering. And he enjoyed that freedom of suffering from his life, from his youth, like 35 years, from 35 to 80, up until 80, 45 long period of time, he enjoyed that freedom from suffering, happiness born from the freedom from suffering. That is called Nibbana. That is again a basic teachings of the Buddha. We'll be looking at it in our class. So during that 45 long period, the Buddha had given many teachings. He was not planning to establish a religion, no. But he had discussions, conversations, dialogues with many people that he encountered. People came to him for asking questions, seeking answers for their problems. Many incidents like that. So in those occasions, Buddha provided valuable guidance, valuable teachings, valuable advice, valuable instructions. Those things are now we call Buddhism, Buddhist teachings. Other than that, Buddha did not want to teach a systematic religion, or he did not want to form a creed. No, later on, his followers, of course, formed these things. But in his life, what he did was he spread his teachings. He distributed his teachings among those who came to him, among the people he encountered in his life. So these teachings are later categorized as the Tripitaka, or three baskets. Now it is very famous, Buddha's teachings. If you want to find the original teachings of the Buddha, you have to go to the Tripitaka, or the three baskets, where the teachings are collected and compiled in a systematic way. Those things happened later, but anyhow, but if you want to learn something about Buddhism, so the teachings that we are talking here, they are from the sources for those teachings. We highly rely on the Tripitaka, or the three baskets. Based on those teachings, based on those sources, we will be learning these teachings. And also later we will look at the different schools and their emergence, what made later disciples to form schools like that, and how Buddhism spread into different parts of India as well as the neighboring countries, forces that made Buddhism alive during the last two and a half centuries. So that is an introduction today. So what you need to do now is you can go back. The two texts that I gave you here, Foundations of Buddhism by Rupert Getting and the Introducing Buddhism by Charles Prebish. These texts are available online. Online means the PDF files are available online. If you are smart enough, you can find them. Go to Google, try to find them, the PDF, and then download it and use it for the class. So you have to read the background of Buddhism. In these two books, you find the beginning, introduction, and the first chapter about the background of Buddhism, Buddha's life story, as well as how Buddhism came into being in the Indian society. What made Buddhism possible in the Indian society. Look at those things and read those two chapters and get ready for the next class. So that is it for today. And you will get an email that the homework assignment for next week, I mean this week. So before the start of next week, you have to submit your homework to my email with, as I told you, identify yourself. That means write down your name on the paper so I can trace you. Hope that will work. So welcome aboard again. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you have any questions, please email me, let me know, and then I will help you to attain your goals in this class. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good week.